Hey people, how y'all doing? So I'm off work today, and I thought today would be a really good day to make a video because, as y'all can imagine, I got some shit to say. Now, you know, folks, y'all would be surprised at the conversations I have with people that subscribe to conservative views that still say to me they do have no idea what drives this Trump derangement syndrome. They cannot figure out for the life of them why a liberal had rather destroy this country than see Trump succeed. So I'm going to unpack this for y'all in a way that maybe you understand a little bit better. Now, you see, the reason that liberals hate Trump so intensely, the reason that liberals hate Trump's policy style, the reason they hate Trump's management style, the reason that they hate Trump's leadership style is because Trump listens to the majority instead of the few. And that's actually a conservative mindset. Let me give you an example so you know what I'm talking about. Let's say you have 3 kids. With a mom and dad, that makes 5 people in your family. Now, if you have one child that absolutely hates macaroni and cheese, but the other 4 people in your family love macaroni and cheese, do you let this one child set the tone about what's going to be on your dinner menu every night? Well, hell no, you don't. You look at that child and say, you better eat that shit, your ass is going to go hungry. Now, that's a conservative mindset. But a liberal will come along and argue with you that actually that one child does have the right to set the tone about what's going to be on the dinner menu every night. That the other 4 people in your house need to forfeit their tastes and their desires to accommodate this one child. You see the difference in the two? And now, you know, folks, if there is one thing that us conservatives are really good at, and that is coming together as a collective whole for a greater good. And if you've noticed, if you'll pay attention, you'll see that these minority special interest groups are very fragmented, very splintered. Because what you have is you have feminists that are fighting like hell to put their interest at the very top of the food chain. You have pro-black groups that are fighting like hell to put their interest at the very top of the food chain. You have gay and lesbian activists that are fighting like hell to put their interest at the very top of the food chain. You have organizations that specifically work with nothing but illegal aliens, and they are fighting like hell to put the interest of illegals at the top of the food chain. So why don't you have all these fragmented, splintered groups over here? You do at least have one collective whole of conservatives over here. And I don't know if y'all have noticed this or not, but it seems as though that today's conservative are kind of living under the same circumstances that people had to live under the Jim Crow laws. Now, I want y'all to think about that for a minute. Today, a conservative can be refused service because of their political views. Today, a conservative can be refused entry because of their political views. Today, a conservative can lose their job because of their political views. And if you're going to discriminate against somebody against their skin color, I see no difference in discriminating against somebody because of their political views. You see what I'm saying here? And I don't know if you have also noticed this or not, but over the last 3 years, since Trump has announced his run for presidency, his candidacy, something like that, that American citizens have been hurt and assaulted by more liberals than any terrorist organization that we know of. Now, you realize that over the last 3 years, Antifa has sent more American citizens to the hospital than what ISIS has. And do y'all realize that feminist liberals have killed more unborn American children than what Hitler killed in concentration camps? Now, y'all think about that shit for a minute. And it seems as though I lost my next train of thought. See, that's what happens when you do impromptu videos. You just kind of fly by the seat of your ass. And sometimes, especially as you age, you kind of lose your train of thought. And I was really going somewhere with that shit, and I completely forgot all about it. Oh, okay. So let's talk about the video that went viral this weekend. Let's talk about how all mainstream media put this 2-second clip out there of this white teenage boy in his red MAGA hat that specifically sought out and targeted an elderly Indian man. And they want you to think, now, if this isn't enough proof that Trump and his administration has unleashed a plethora of white supremacy and racism, this video, nothing will. If this one 3-second video clip on mainstream media won't convince you that the United States of America is plagued with racism and white supremacy, nothing will. Well, I'm going to tell you, folks, thankfully, there were some independent journalists out there that had the wherewithal to start digging around and scouring the internet for other videos that had been uploaded by other people that attended this event. And what we find out is that this group of white teenage boys from some Catholic school in Kentucky are actually standing there minding their own damn business. And this elderly Indian man walks past a group of young black men with the Nation of Islam and walks right up to the group of young white boys standing there with their MAGA hats on. He gets in their face, he beats their drum in their face, and what we find is that this Indian man specifically targeted them. This Indian man specifically harassed them. Now see, and I tell you, as people started digging down a little bit deeper, what we also find out is that this Indian man has been on CNN before, making similar claims before. Now my question is, how the hell does this elderly Indian man afford to travel across the country and attend all these high-profile events? And why is it that CNN always happens to be at the right place at the right time to catch this one Indian man always being harassed by white supremacists? And if y'all want to talk about colonization, and y'all want to talk about how America was never great because we stole the land from the indigenous people, let me tell you something. Colonization came along long before the Europeans hit this country. It's just a fact. There's a reason why we have this saying, all roads lead to Rome. You want to know why that is? Because the Romans went out and conquered all these lands and squashed all this culture and instilled Roman values. And the Romans weren't the only ones to do it either. The Spaniards went on inquisitions and squashed people's culture and their values and imposed Spaniard culture and values. Took their land away from them. The Gauls did it. The Vikings did it. Europeans in America are not the only place that did colonization and conquered lands. Sure as hell not the only place that took slaves. And if you don't like this video, if you don't like this history lesson and these facts that I'm giving you, guess what? You've picked somebody that truly does not give two shits. Because I'm kind of getting really fed up with this selective recall of history. And I'm kind of getting told, tired of being told to shut up because I think differently than everybody else. Aren't y'all? So, you know, I've had people try to pick arguments with me and say that the NRA is nothing more than a special interest group. And when I come back to them every single damn time is that at least the NRA doesn't go around suing people because they refuse to own a gun. And I've also had people try to pick arguments with me and say that the NRA is nothing but a lobbyist organization that has some politicians in their back pocket. And every single time what I come back at them with is, you damn right they're a lobbyist organization. And they lobby hard every damn day to make sure the United States Constitution is not stripped down to a communist constitution. So what I'm going to say is, way to go conservatives. Way to go to hang tough with your conservative values as a collective good. Because if we keep this shit up, we will defeat all these splintered, fragmented, special minority interest groups. So y'all have a good day. I don't know if y'all got off today or not, but I did. Nanny, nanny, boo, boo. I'm home today. Y'all are not. Na, 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 na. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.